So this is an Angry Birds
Look at the
experiment.
graph, these two graphs.
What we did was
You can see that
we, I'll maximize
value
this so you can watch the video.
is zero
What we did was
all time, which
we set the
makes
origin.
sense
Oh,
because the x graph here is constant, but it's going to the x-axis at a constant speed. Therefore, regardless your solenoid,
so right here we set the
probability
origin,
of
which you do by pressing on
this number should be zero.
that one. So you click right there. So that this point defines time zero. So now I'll play it. As you can see, the Angry Birds flight has a parabolic arc. This is due to gravity, which I will show you later. Okay, so in analyzing the graphs, the video analysis of the y is the same graph as right here. So here, the graph for the video analysis of y, formula is at squared plus bt plus c. A is just half of gravity, and gravity is negative 9.8. So half of gravity would be negative 4.9. Therefore, this experiment is accurate. The B, the B here is to help you find the initial velocity. So in order to find the initial velocity, we have to take the uh, general formula, which is delta y is equal to vi sine of theta t minus 1 half gt squared. So in this case, vi sine of theta would be equal to b. So the angle measure here was 62 degrees. So if you take 19.92 and divide by sine of 62, your initial velocity would be 22.56. So that is the initial velocity of this bird over here. C is equal to the initial height that the bird started off the ground, which is right here. And if you look at the slope of the line at the first point, the y slope would be 17.92, which you can see right here. If you look in here and you look on this point, it's equal to 17.229. So the velocity in the initial velocity in the y direction would be 17.229 meters per second. Now analyzing the y acceleration graph, the slope is constant. As you can see, it's a straight line right here. The slope is constant because acceleration is constant due to gravity. So the slope would be negative 9.8 approximately. The values on the y-axis match the corresponding slope on the position versus time graph above. So here, this point right here is corresponds to, which is 10 meters per second right here. So if you look at the slope on this part of the graph, you have 10.49 right here. So as you see, it corresponds on from here to here. It should be the same value right here. Also, when it crosses the x-axis, the velocity is equal to 0 right here. And this is because when the bird travels up and comes here and goes down, it changes direction right here. So it goes from a positive velocity to a negative velocity. So 0 is at the top of its arc. Now, analyzing the x position versus time graph, the slope is constant because the slope is constant at approximately 10 meters per second because, unlike the y position versus time graph that is affected by gravity, here there is no force affecting the bird in the x direction, so it is constant. Now looking at the x acceleration graph, the velocity versus time, the line is generally straight due to the lack of any other force changing its velocity. This is why the slope, the acceleration, is approximately 0 meters per second squared. Also, if you notice, the line is along the 10 meters per second mark, which is the slope of the x position versus time graph. And that is my Angry Birds video analysis experiment.